Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Beyond Second Cognition. I'm Beall. The topic of this discussion is true enlightenment. I'm fixing to release a book in the next couple of days called True Enlightenment: How Humanity Has Gotten It Wrong. A lot of people may be upset by this book title, but you must ask yourself, out of all the millions and millions of people that have sought enlightenment over the past few thousand years, how come there hasn't been but a handful of them that ever really made it, that ever really attained enlightenment? See, a lot of people are caught in the grist mill of performing rituals and professing beliefs, doing yoga and meditating and chanting mantras and all sorts of ideas about gaining enlightenment. But have you ever noticed not many people ever succeed at it? Have you ever wondered why? A lot of people agonize and get anxious over what they're doing wrong, why they can't get it right. And sadly, most people haven't gained the enlightened wisdom enough to realize that they're not doing anything wrong, that what they're trying to do is what's wrong. The processes and procedures of what people have told you that enlightenment is supposed to be is not what it actually is. Have you ever considered that? With all the anxiety and pushing and reading and ritual exercises and mantras and chantings and all the other things that you do, seeking enlightenment, trying to still the voice in your mind to gain silence of the mind. And some of you folks been at it for, 20, 30 years or more. And yet you still keep plugging at the thing, thinking that you're somehow at fault. Perhaps you're not at fault. Perhaps what you've been told about enlightenment is what's the problem. So this new book, True Enlightenment: How Humanity Has Gotten It Wrong, is a short primer, 127 pages of text, that gives people some guidelines as to what it is they're actually seeking with enlightenment. And it has nothing to do with spirituality, folks. It's a psychological process that is ultimately going to lead you to be better in tune with your consciousness. It has nothing to do with spirits or spirituality. It has to do with psychology and consciousness. And so if you want to give yourself a different tack to take, a different approach to try, that's going to have some payoff versus all those years of chasing mystical fantasies about what you think enlightenment is, you might want to pick this book up. There's no fabrication in it. There's no untruth in it. But I can tell you this, I walk down the same road chasing the mystical phantoms that you guys have. And just like you, I agonized over, what am I doing wrong? And finally one day I gained some wisdom and enlightenment to say, I'm not doing anything wrong. It's what they're telling me that I should be doing that's wrong. So maybe you should pick up this book and redirect your focus towards what you think enlightenment is and find out what it actually amounts to. The book's going to be priced at $9.99. I've kept it cheap. It probably is worth more than that, but I'm going to keep it inexpensive so people with tight budgets and COVID problems and finances and things like that can get their hands on it. It'll be available on Amazon and Kindle. I appreciate that you buy from them specifically rather than going through third-party book vendors, because I get scalded on what little bit of royalties I get through third-party sellers. So just watch the Beall listings in Amazon in the next few days, and you'll see the True Enlightenment book there. For those of you doing the work, stay the course. Don't give up on yourselves.